Hey guys, welcome to another edition of the Vinyl Den, your channel for record collecting by record collectors. My name is Nick.
I'm Ian.
And for the first time ever, we're finally here together to talk about records.
Yep.
So
I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but we'll find out. We'll find out.
So if you haven't listened or haven't checked out our podcast yet, Ian and I do a podcast. It's called the Life and Draw Podcast. We've been doing it since beginning of 2017.
Yeah.
So we've been doing it for a couple of years now, and probably about a year or so back, we did an episode on, I think we were actually doing a record store day episode. And
it was one of our music episodes.
Yeah. And I stumbled across an article about a company out of Austria. I think it's an Austrian company that's starting kind of or trying to find a new way to do vinyl. Because really, if you think about it, vinyl records haven't really, at least the process of making vinyl records, hasn't changed much,
right?
Since the early 1900s. And I mean, I'm not going to go into the whole process of, how vinyl records are made. If you want to, I'm going to put a link down below for the podcast. Yeah, point down below, Ian.
Always.
So I'll put a link down below to check out that podcast. If you want to find out more, I went through the whole process of how it's made and all the issues that arise out of like environmental issues and things like that. That kind of led this company. It's called Rebeat is the name of the company. If I'm not, Rebeat. So this company tried to find a new kind of way to do vinyl records, at least the process of it. And what they looked at and what they're trying to do is trying to find, so if you're able to take a laser and do all sorts of things with it, why can't you create the ceramic stamper with a laser, right, to kind of make those, because it's, do you remember it's just stamped, right?
Yeah. It's just,
so they make a lacquer and they stamp stampers out of that lacquer.
Right. But it's all initially grooved with a needle. Whereas I think the HD is grooving the stamper with the laser.
With a laser, yeah. So
you can get much more precise.
Exactly. Because on a normal record, you're only getting, if it's uncompressed vinyl, uncompressed audio, you're only getting, say, 20 to 22 minutes.
22 minutes, I think it'd probably be the maximum.
Yeah. Right? And then with the laser, they're saying you can make those grooves closer, so you can stretch that out a little bit longer to fit more on the on each side of the record without losing the sound quality.
Right.
Because as you compress the audio to put it on vinyl, it actually softens and quiets the volume of the album.
Right.
Yeah.
Just agreeing with you.
Okay. So according to my notes here, it's in early 2018, this Austrian company, like I said, they're called Rebeat. If you want to go check them out, they've got a website. It's called hdvinyl.org. They've got a bunch of videos and photos on there. Some of the cool stuff that they're working on. So they announced in 2018 that they received a $4.8 million investment. So the original idea was to bring this HD vinyl to market by mid 2019.
Didn't succeed though.
No, not yeah. So they've had some setbacks, and that's kind of what I figured we do today is kind of talk about where they're at in this process. So Rebeat started out in the early 2000s as kind of a CD distributor, and in 2006 they started moving over to look at, like I said, the vinyl and different ways to do things. So earlier this year they released an update, and so they'd completed. Well, I guess kind of back up a little bit. Before, the beginning of the year, obviously there's been this big pandemic thing going on. So they had a couple months where they were stopped and they weren't able to do anything. They had much like everyone else. They had some R&R things that they were working on that they couldn't because of the travel bans and things like that was going on.
R&R, you mean R&D?
Yeah, R&D. That's what I meant.
Yeah, sorry. Just wanted to clarify.
Oh, whatever. You know what I meant. They know what I meant. Whatever. But
did you though? Did you all know?
That's enough out of you.
I'll go sit over there.
So once the bans and everything were lifted and they were able to start going back, they were able to laser etch a ceramic stamper,
Okay.
and they started doing test pressings.
Okay.
But one of the things that they started running into is they started having demolding issues on the stamper.
Okay.
But they're not really sure how or what's causing the demolding.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're right now they're kind of in the process of finding out A, what caused it, and B, how to go about fixing it.
Is there a more? I wonder if there's a more stable stamper they could use in ceramic.
I don't think it's an issue with the ceramic itself. It's from what I was reading about what they were putting out, at least. It sounds like there's more. The issue may be more along the lines of timing. That maybe they're not allowing enough time in between. If there's issues with time between pressings or timing from when the stamper is created till they start pressing with it, because that's what they said, was they were gonna have to go back and look at timing issues.
Gotcha. Okay.
So that was on June 24th that they announced that they were doing those the test pressings. So this was just a couple of weeks back.
Right.
And like I said, you can go on their website. They've got videos of the stuff they're working on. They've got a bunch of pictures.
Does it kind of show the process too?
It does.
I'm gonna check that out because it sounds fascinating. Just the process. I like watching videos on how vinyl records are pressed and everything. Yeah. So there's an old 1950s or 60s video from RCA that shows the process back then. That's really cool.
Oh, I'm sure. So, but the funny thing is, from the 50s or 60s, it hasn't changed. So they're still doing the same thing today. I know we've gone down to Third Man Records in Detroit and watched them press records, at least through the window in their store.
Right. When we were there, they were doing 40. The one group was doing 45 or 7-inch.
7-inch, yeah.
45.
The same thing.
Yeah. But they're 7-inch.
Yeah. But so I think that one of the big issues, at least from what they're talking about, or from what HD Vinyl is putting out, one of the big roadblocks that they're running into is they don't have the ability to do their own pressings. They don't have their own pressing machine.
Okay.
So in the process, I'm not sure of looking for funding to get a machine of their own.
So what are they? They're making the plates or the stamp, and then
outsourcing it. Yeah, they're outsourcing it to another plant.
Gotcha.
But it's what they're saying right now is their timetable is still, they're hoping to be able to have pressings out next year.
Okay.
So they're looking at 2021 as kind of like the timetable.
Right.
Yeah.
Not bad. For me, I don't mind getting double albums to get the higher quality sound, but if we can get a single disc rather than 2 discs with the same, without losing any quality,
sacrificing
compression,
quality, yeah.
I'd much prefer that, I think, overall, personally.
No, yeah, and there's definitely a cost issue involved in doing a double album because there's raw material costs, there's pressing costs, there's additional jacket sleeves, and
you're using more cardboard, you're using more vinyl, you're using more glue on the sticker. I mean,
there's definitely a price to those double albums.
It's a benefit. This could be a benefit there, but also in the sense of capacity moving forward, kind of bringing vinyl up to, maintaining that sound quality, but also bringing it up to the capacity of, say, closer to a CD or something like that.
Yeah, definitely. Because I think once we get into the stage, or if we're able to get into the stage where these laser etchings become a thing, hopefully, eventually, because obviously there's going to be a cost to retrofitting plants and things like that.
Right.
But eventually there should be a point where we get to a point where it actually reduces the cost of vinyl.
That should be nice.
Because we're getting into things now where a double LP, you're going to pay $40 for it.
Right. I mean, the newest Pearl Jam album is $42.99 at our local record store.
Yeah. I just pre-ordered a Real Big Fish album. That's $50 when I pre-ordered.
Double album?
Yeah. Well, that's all I got. Just figured give an update. Definitely check out HD Vinyl. Check out hdvinyl.org. I'll put links to the website down below. I point down below. Ian should too. Yeah.
Point. Thumbs up.
Yeah. If you enjoy the show, definitely click the like down below. Hit the subscribe button. Hit that bell wherever the bell is at on the screen.
For notifications.
You'll get notifications.
So you know when our show is up.
Absolutely. But that's all I got. Anything else to add, Ian?
That's all I got.
If you haven't done so yet, check out the Facebook page. I've been trying to put some more stuff on there, some interesting stuff. So definitely check that out. Well, until next time,
Talk to y'all later.
keep on spinning. Peace.